Hey guys, Corey here, and welcome to Plaza Fitness Performance. Wow, we are so excited that you've decided to join, be a part of our program. We have a lot of really cool things that we want to share with you. This is going to specifically cover the logic of the program. So there are a lot of different pieces to the program, but the logic associated with the path and what it is that we're doing in terms of the workouts, it's helpful to understand what you're doing. So obviously we're going to personalize the experience for you. We're going to meet you where you are. And that means that if you come into our program at a white band or a yellow band or a green band, those are all bands that we want to focus on movement with you. So our coaches want to help you go from where you are, which could be core is unstable, could be a lack of hip hinging, familiarity and comfort, could be a lack of shoulder mobility, could be a lack of, just poor posture, could be squatting issues. I mean, there are a few different movement things that we really need in place first. So with those bands, our objective is to help you move better. And that could include a variety of corrective exercises. It could include a variety of different, neural resets and just really, core, reflexive core stability things. So that type of routine may not be in line with the optimal strength and conditioning that we program. So just know that our coaches are going to come up with something a little bit different that, it might be on another little board for you. Could be our core level 1 that we recommend. I mean, just a variety of different things that are more personalized to you. So as you start moving better and as your core becomes reflexively stable, which will help you decrease the risk of injury and help you, move better and be more, really be stronger and more stable, you're going to be in a position where the coaches are going to start to integrate in the optimal strength and conditioning plan. But I want you to understand the logic first, because our coaches just don't have the time within a session to go through the nitty-gritty of the logic. So here we go. So the program is an optimal strength and conditioning program. In our sessions, we try to target our sessions for about a 45 to 50 minute duration. We try to encourage our coaches to try not to exceed 55 minutes in length. So if the session starts at 2, we want to try to wrap up at about 2:45 or 2:50, and trying not to ever go over 2:55 because there's a 5-minute gap there where, we just want to make sure that we're transitioning to the next piece, the next session at 3, or there's some tracking and stuff that I'll talk about in a couple seconds. So the program is really important. What you're doing at Plaza Fitness Performance is not random. What you're doing at Plaza Fitness Performance is not stagnant. It's not sitting there. You're not just getting, there's so much logic that goes into our program that you need to understand it. So we designed this program to help our clients change their body composition. 99.9% of the clients that we will ever work with want to look great. They want to feel great and they want to perform well. So in order for us to optimize that and achieve that, we have to start with the end goal in mind. And that really starts with changing your body composition, changing your percent body fat. So a program that is just focused on sweating or cardiovascular exercise only, like walking or running, doesn't help you achieve that goal. Now, are those great workouts? They can be. Will they improve, will they make you sweat and do they feel hard? Yes, they are. Do we encourage that you do cardiovascular exercise? Yes, we do. But this program is specifically designed to change your body composition. And it's not designed just to make you sweat. It's not designed just to make it feel hard. In fact, I would argue that when you're stimulating your lean muscle mass, the intensity is actually a little bit lower. It actually will feel a little easier than steady state or hard running. So let's look at this program and help you understand it. So an optimal strength and conditioning program is designed with the end in mind first, body composition change, and it's designed for someone who is fit and who's skilled. So think of someone who has like a black band who's fit. That's what this program is designed for, someone who's fit and skilled. And the reason for that is we don't spend our time developing a suboptimal program. We just don't do it. Why waste our time? It's like asking Mercedes-Benz to make a car that doesn't quite run too well. They don't do it. They're not wasting their time. They're going to build the most, the smartest car, the best car they possibly can. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to develop a program that is as effective as possible for individuals who are fit and moving well. So once we have that program, then what we're going to do as coaches is we are going to meet you where you are. And that's where once you start moving well and you've made those corrections, so now your core is reflexively stable, you've got shoulder mobility, you can squat proficiently, you're starting to move well, then you can start to be integrated into our optimal strength and conditioning program. Now, are you going to follow it to a T? No. We might need to decrease the volume of the things that you do. We might also need to regress some of the exercises, maybe take out some of the skills. So we're going to make modifications to the optimal strength and conditioning program and meet you where you are. And that's a really important part of the personalization that you're going to get at Plaza Fitness Performance, which you're not going to get at a big boot camp type facility where you're exercising with 20, 30, 40, 50 people. You're not going to get that personalization. It's not going to be as safe. You are going to be at increased risk for injury. So personalization becomes a really big part of our program. Now, when you look at what we're doing here, we program in an annual program so that every month, every 28 days is one block. It's a training block. So that block is really important because every 28 days, we're looking at that as really a psychological aspect to keep our clients motivated. So if you were in an Olympic training center, you were an elite athlete, and you were being compensated, i.e. you did this for a living, exercise for a living, what you would more than likely see is a 10 to 12 week block where the block is pretty consistent with periodization. So we tend not to do that because our clients are mature professionals who have families, who have professions, and they just don't have, hours upon hours to spend in a gym. They just don't. So we're trying to get the biggest bang for your buck. And we also want you to be highly motivated. And we find that a 4-week block or 28-day block is optimal for adaptation of the lean muscle mass, but yet also keeps everything interesting. And you're motivated so that every 4 weeks there's a change and a shift in the stimulus or the workout plan. So that gives you a rough idea. It's a 28-day block that has 3 different workouts. So this workout right here is called Sunburn. The next workout is Euphoria. The next workout is Weekend Warrior. So we always program in 28-day blocks, and we have 3 different workouts. So 3 different workouts always complement one another. So we get into energy system training because that's really what it's about, energy system training. There is a 10-second or less energy system called the alactic energy system. There's an energy system that is just beyond that, up until about 2.5, 3 minutes, and that's an anaerobic energy system. And then beyond that, there's an aerobic energy system. So all 3 energy systems are always emphasized. However, the amount of each is always being modified. So the body is always really, we're trying to optimize that muscle confusion so it never gets into a rut. It's never stagnant. It never just, you're never just spinning your wheels. But yet, by going through each of the workouts every week for 4 weeks, there's a consistency with the actual skeleton of the workout. So there's a familiarity for you and your body, and you can really fine-tune the movements, and you can really track those changes from week to week, and that's called progression. Now, the other key thing with progression is that every week, there's going to be changes in the variables. So the workouts don't just stay the same. We're just not throwing a workout up there and it's always the same. We're looking for progression because progression is key to getting the result that you want. So for instance, this particular workout, Sunburn, you're going to see up in the corner there is a day because we're going to track it. It's day 1 or day 2 or day 15 or day 20. You're going to know where you are in the 28-day scheme. It's telling you this is workout number 1. We go through a little warm-up where we typically encourage the coaches to, really do whatever they want. Every coach is a little bit different, so it doesn't really matter. As long as you're getting some dynamic things in, you're gradually raising your body temperature. It will help you transition to higher levels of activity in terms of intensity. But if you look at the skeleton of this workout, Single arm cleans, the box jump, band hinge, swing squat combo, suitcase carry, tall kneeling bottoms up press. So as you go through the skeleton, those skeleton items remain consistent, but from week to week you can see the variable changes, and I've underlined them in this particular scheme. So all of these things, like for instance the swing squat combo, week 1 started at 8 repetitions of each, so you'd swing 8 times and then squat 8 times. Then the next week it went to 10, the next week it went to 12, and the next week it's going to 15. So there's a volume increase in that particular scheme, lending itself to more muscle endurance. There are also other pieces of the puzzle, like for instance the tall kneeling bottoms up press, that could be going the other way. So week 1 it might start at 10, and then the next week might go to 8, the next week might go to 6. So there's a gradual decline toward more strength. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to help a client progress from week to week. And if you're progressing from week to week, what's going to happen is your body's going to go toward a predictable result that you want, which is really important. We are looking for outcomes. We want to assess once a month to see what kind of changes in your body composition are taking place. That's the whole reason why you're here. That's the whole reason why you're in a program that's really super sharp. We can't create a sharper program. This is as sharp as it gets. And as soon as we find out how to make it sharper, we integrate that in. So we want your program to be sharp. That's why you're here, and you're not in a big boot camp environment with a cult-like following doing high-risk activities. That's not what you're doing. You're also not doing monkey see, monkey do. That's also not what you're doing. You're also not sitting on machines, not stimulating your large muscle groups. So those are a bunch of things that you aren't doing. Okay, and also throw in there random workouts. You're not doing random workouts. You're doing something that's very thoughtful and smart and really sharp to help you achieve the goal. That's why you are in a cutting edge exercise system that also runs deep within 4 different systems. So if you haven't seen our webinar, go to our website. You are a client taking advantage of the cutting edge of exercise science. That's why you have individuals such as myself and our team who are incredibly passionate about what we are doing, so that we deliver to you this stuff that is just so much fun and effective. It's awesome stuff. So take a look at our webinar. Go to plazafitnessperformance.com, click on one of the webinar links, and actually watch it. It's about 2 hours in length, but wow, wouldn't it be nice to know that you're following a system, and the system is called the Perpetual Personal Training System. It's something that we came up with based upon our experience and my journey. And also, there are 4 foundational exercise systems that we tap into. Wow, I'll bet you may not have even known that. You were thinking, okay, I'm just working out. No, you're not just working out. You're expecting the best. That's why you're here at Plaza Fitness Performance. You expect the best. You expect the systems to be proven. You expect to be on the cutting edge of exercise science, because that's what you're paying for. You have high expectations. That is our client. Our client has high expectations. They want to make sure they're doing what works, and they want to be guided along the way. They are not doing what's random. They're not doing just, a quick fix program. They're not doing boot camps. That's not what they're interested in. So we want to develop that relationship with you, but we also want you to know the program, because that's important. Because if someone says something, hey, I go to a 50-person boot camp, it's like, wow, is there any logic to that? Have you injured yourself? Are you tracking the results? Are there foundational systems that are part of that? So let me talk quickly about the 4 foundational systems, and you guys will know this. For those of you who have been here for a while, you'll know that we get a lot into neural resets. Neural resets help your body function optimally neurally in terms of how it's connected to the body. So we used to just train muscles, right? Well, muscles, that's 20 years ago. So now we're moving the body systematically, and we're doing it in a way that the body is designed to move. So those 5 neural resets that you're going to see us talking a lot about that are rampant within our program are breathing, head nodding, hip hinging and rocking, rolling, and crawling. So if you're not doing those, neural resets within our program, you're probably not doing our program, because you're going to see crawling all the time. You're going to see rolling. You're going to see all sorts of different things, hip hinging and stuff. So those are all original strength neural resets. That's one system. Another system that we get into, again, if you watch the webinar, you'll know this. Another system you get into is everything we do with kettlebells, and that's from Strong First. That's from Pavel Tucholin. So Pavel is really an individual who brought the kettlebells to mainstream America in terms of, making them popular through RKC and John Duquesne, but the point is that we're following individuals that are incredibly passionate about certain pieces of this puzzle. And using a kettlebell conforms to natural movement. So make sure that you know how to move a kettlebell properly, how to pick one up, how to swing, how to hip hinge, how to snatch, how to clean, how to Turkish get up. These are all things that we're not creating. We're following systems that work, and that's Strong First. So our instructors get Strong First certification. They get trained through Tim Anderson and Original Strength, and those are important systems. So make sure you guys know and respect a kettlebell. And then another system is really the functional movement systems, and that's basically going through and getting your band. We want to make sure we're personalizing this experience for you. So make sure you respect the process of personalization. So you don't want to go into a session doing what I do. That's not going to be smart. You want to do what you can do, and that's where the band comes in. So make sure we take every single client that comes through our door, we take them through a functional movement screen for a reason, because we want to make sure that we meet them where they are, we're as safe as possible, and it helps us design an exercise recommendation for them. And then we can get quick wins by helping them along the way on their performance journey. So your performance journey, take a look at that map. You'll see it. It's something that's incredibly unique to Plaza Fitness Performance, but your performance journey is going to include your current band level, and then it's going to tell you you're going from something to something else to help you get a quick win. Once you get those quick wins, you're going to start moving your way up that ladder, and you're going to hopefully have your body breakthroughs. You're going to get more confident. You're going to get stronger. You're going to achieve everything that you want to achieve, as long as you have an intelligent system that you're following, that personalizes, that progresses. So that's the perpetual personal training system. And then, of course, the last system that we really try to follow is Dr. Stuart McGill and all the spine research. So the spine becomes the #1 priority as it relates to injury. We want to make sure that you're doing spine safe things. That comes with posture and neutral spine, stability, and really emphasizing how to move with neutral spine, getting into your shoulders and your hips and the joints that are designed for movement. So make sure that you are exercising these patterns that encourage neutral spine and safety. So that's really cool stuff, guys, because everything that we do here has an integration of all 4 of those systems. So it's just not randomness. This is really, truly proven in really following these systems. So let me just kind of review. You've got the day. We do a 28-day training block. We do 3 different workouts every week. We progress the variables from week to week. And just make sure that you also, track your workouts. That's important. I'm actually going to make a separate little video about tracking, because this is getting a little long. But in reference to your program, an optimal benefit is following us, going through these 3 workouts every week. But we want you to get into a habit that is going to be like a checkerboard effect. So for instance, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Monday, Thursday, Sunday. I mean, something that gives you 3 sessions a week of stress, optimal stress, and then the next day, you're going to make sure that your body is able to recover so that the adaptation of the stress that we provided can take effect. And on those off days, you're going to do a conditioning activity, because we want you to have a philosophy of, hey, I'm going to exercise every day, but based upon your current fitness level and based upon your goals will dictate what you're going to do on that off day. So it could be running, it could be cycling, it could be swimming, it could be walking, whatever's appropriate for you. And make sure you review some of our conditioning recommendations, but in general, just know that if you can do things that are a little bit more challenging, like running, if you can run, my recommendation is run. No one, people may not like to run, but if you can run. That's going to challenge your system, and that's going to be complementary to what we do. So the complementary energy system to what we do is the aerobic conditioning. So get your aerobic conditioning in on those off days. Other than that, make sure you're eating whole natural food, make sure you're eating clean, and we'll have a video about that as well. And other than that, I hope that gives you an idea of what you're following and really the power behind our program, because it's not a coincidence that clients come in and they'll have a massive change in their body composition in a very short duration. So for instance, I just had a client, her name's Sandra, she came in, in 24 days, she had lost over 2% of her body fat. I mean, that's staggering to me with no change in their eating and no change in their conditioning. You have other clients that are, they've lost 8% body fat. I mean, that completely changes how they look. So not only are you getting out of pain if you have, maybe some back issues or you have this issue or that issue, but you're actually really transforming your body into something that you may have never even dreamed you can transform it into. So I'm going to follow this up. Take a look at our tracking video. That's going to give you an idea of how to track your workouts and also the assessment. But this is a video that should hopefully help you understand the logic that goes into our program so that you can get the best result possible and that you intellectually, you understand what it is that we do to help get a great result. And it's not just random, it's not boot camp, it's not just getting a workout. This is more than a workout. So this is Corey, and I'm reminding you to stay sharp, stay smart, and stay strong.